Lives. The views expressed in the following program aren't necessarily those of Power 95. Ladies Room. Come see you compliments. Renwick Thompson and Company Limited. Agents for Western Union.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Went by the name.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Trust everyone had a good weekend and you're looking forward to another amazing week. Just give you guys a chance to come on into the room. Morning, Larry. Spring has officially sprung, so I guess you guys are happy about that. But y'all folks in Canada, it doesn't matter whether it's spring, winter, summer. It's always cold in some parts, I swear. You hear some of y'all complain right throughout the year that it's cold. Anywho's, we're up and running again. Come on in and share the live as soon as you join. And for those of you listening, you have an opportunity to come in the room. We'd love to have new visitors. I appreciate those who tune in every day, but we love to have more of you coming in, and you get to be part of all the antics and all the drama that happens. So if you can, just head on over to Facebook or YouTube. For those of you who don't have a Facebook account, you can head on over to YouTube, and you don't necessarily need to have a YouTube account to log on to YouTube. So you can go over there and look for Power 95 FM. All right, Grenada. So it's good to be back with you guys again. Good morning, Shante. Saw you were cruising yesterday. Hope you had fun. Good morning, Delroy. Virginia in the building. The folks at home and abroad. Good morning to you. Relatively quiet weekend on my end. Did not do anything. Did not even go outside. Well, except to put my dog out and to let him run and play the fool, because he's gotten to a stage now. If I don't let him out, he will not stop scratching my door and yapping in my head. So that's the only time I went outside, and it was back in for that for the rest of the weekend. Didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything, just some time to rest, because after this weekend it's gonna be busy. We're gonna be outside, so I'm conserving the little energy. As you get older, you slow down, and you're not able to do like this back-to-back weekends and back-to-back lines. And you could, but it's just that it puts so much pressure on you that you feel tired, So now I'm pacing myself. You can't be everywhere. Sometimes you gotta fall back, especially when you're constantly in the public eye. Larry, where are you? Where did you move to? No, not you, this Larry. Another Larry I'm referring to. Not you, Larry Chin. I'm referring to my other Larry. So that's why you need to put people, Larry. I'm talking about my friend Larry Noel. That's what I'm talking about. So, not you, Larry Ching. Ricardo, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, good night, wherever you guys are viewing from. Yard and abroad. So, listen, guys. I wanted to address something real quick before we jump into today's scenario. Remember, Jacqueline, what did I do now? What are we phoning out for? What is the problem, Jacqueline? Let me put on my glasses so I can see. I don't know why I'm fighting this glasses era. But anyways, Jacqueline, what is the problem? What are we phoning out for? I got you. Stop worrying. And I got... Listen, you need to give me dates. All you do is keep throwing people off. That's all you do on the books every day. Give people things that is not even true. Come on the books and just give people all different situations and scenarios to hold. Puzzle in the masses. Anyways, on a serious note though, remember last week, guys, that I spoke about the video that I heard about. I have not seen, but I heard about it. Someone brought it to my attention, and we were talking about it. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? We were speaking on it, of the video of the students involved in coitus in a public place. Now this morning I was sent, thank you so much Shante for that, sent a video. That one I watched because that one made sense. The video was basically of the young man who was involved in the incident doing an apology, apologizing to the school, to the organizers of the meet, to his parents, friends, and what have you, to the young lady. And what I realized, it wasn't of his own accord, although he did it. What happened, his parents stepped in, and I don't know the dad's name, but I really want to applaud the father, the parents of that young man. Because, normally in a situation like that, the young man will get a pass and the young woman will get dragged. And the young man will be getting, yeah man, wake up yourself, yeah, get slapped on the back, yeah man, and we glorify it. But in this instance, the dad actually put his foot down. And this is what we need more of. And it was so good to hear the dad, the man's voice, instead of the mother. It was so refreshing to hear the father. Because that's not how he raised his son. And he expects more of it. And what I like was his calm, rational tone. He wasn't angry. He was not cursing him out. But he made him understand his disappointment, but at the same time understood that, hey, you made a mistake, but you're going to own up to it. You're going to accept whatever consequences. You're going to be a responsible young man. So if anybody knows the dad, could you just please tag him or just tell him I said big up, and I so applaud him for taking that stance. Because this is something a lot of people would just shrug their shoulder and okay, oh well, moving on. But to have him let his son accept responsibility and let him know what he did was not right. That is not what he's supposed to be concentrating on at this point in his life, focusing on his school, focusing on getting an education, an athlete, doing all that, and then later on you can do whatever you want to do. It's it just gives you hope again that all is not lost, that there are still people who are in control of their homes and their families, and they're not running around their house, but running their household. Because he didn't have to do that. That the fact that he stood there and let him make that apology, and he himself interjected and let him know, yes, I might be disappointed, but at the end of the day, you can do better. That is what we need more of. Not everything has to be a big stick and a belt and beat and pong and hurt. No. Because him owning up, I'm sure, and going publicly can act as a deterrent. And the fact that he told him to let this be a lesson and to use that to teach his other peers that life isn't going anywhere. It's here. You're going to get the opportunity to do all of that and more. Take your time. What is his name, Shante? Mike Noel, aka Captain. Listen, you're true captain for that this morning, man. True captain. I'm trying to get it so I can share it. That is what we need to share. He got a suspension and owned his mistake. When you can own up instead of making excuses is one of the most beautiful things about being human. Because at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. But when you can own your ish and try to make amends, that's what really makes you human. Not make excuse for what you did, but own up to what you did. Apologize and move on. Whoever wanted to continuously bring up what you did, and that is their business. I've already accepted what I did and moved on. You want to continue to dwell on it, that is your problem. We've moved on. I know his dad, Shante. Do you have a photo or something? Now to the person who recorded and shared the video, I'm not sure what's going to happen where that person is concerned, but I do believe that person ought to be held accountable as well. Because how do you see, and from what I'm hearing it's an adult. I'm hearing it's an adult who allegedly filmed and shared. Now, I don't know if it's like people are going crazy or this phone is not for everybody. Because there's no way I would see two children, school children, engaging in sexual activities and record them and not get water. Like how you don't see when two dogs, they gonna throw water on them and run them. Stand there and let them fix themselves and move. You know, many times when I'm passing, well, that was before, now I hardly see them. I'll see students on the stones at the back of the NIS building after 3-4. And I'll literally say, hey, go in your mother's house. Young girls, young boys sitting on their lap. And I would literally stop and tell them, move. And if they did, and they'll sit there and they'll think of them, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna get out because I know there's always the police around the terminal. I'm gonna call the police to come get you if you don't want to move on your own. And then you'll see they start to slowly shuffle out. How do you see two young children engaging in something like that and you stand and record them instead of making sure that they move, get out of there? Like, that person, whoever you are, you should be held accountable for that as well. And not only that, not only recording, but also sharing it. There's definitely, I just find we taking this whole social media thing like people just jump up and say what they want, do what they want. And it's like, we just bong away on social media. It's like social media just gone to the dogs. Like when it just started out, it used to be so much fun. You go on there, you catch up with old friends you haven't seen in a minute, you laugh, you share little stories, you think like a discussion. Now it's almost like who could do the most to get the most like and little forward. But you can't take none of the little likes and go to any establishment and get a loan or buy a house or do anything with it. Social media is gonna be that person definitely needs to face some sort of charge for doing that, whoever you are. Whoever you are. But before we move on again, I just want to say kudos to the father of that young man. Thank you. Thank you for understanding your role. Thank you for recognizing that this is not an okay thing. That is not something you should just, give your son a bounce and say, yeah, man, big up yourself, shatter, and thumpy chest. No. You understand that is not ready for that. Because if that said young girl were to become pregnant, 2 young lives wasted. So again, to the father, I'm trying to share it, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I can get the actual video. That is something I would love to share, not what everybody else is sharing. I don't want to see that. I want to share Because there's no way I'm going to be excited to see no two young children engaging. No, I want to see that. What I want to see being shared across social media is his apology and the father saying his piece. I'm not sure if Sheena, that's my thought exactly, but I'm hearing, let me put the allegedly, that it is an adult who videoed and shared it. That's child pornography. We're just so casual about these things here. You know, as much as we say this and that about the US and other parts of the world, what I like is when it comes to things like that, they don't play. It doesn't matter who you are. Once it involves children, I mean, any crime is a crime, but when it comes to children, they don't play. That is child pornography. That is what I like about them. When it comes to things like that, they don't play. What's his name? Mike, what you said his name is? Mike Noel? Okay, so you, hold on, let me see. Oh, I know. Mikey, listen. Shanta, you were right. I know him. We played Pan together. Listen, look how Mikey raised my nose this morning. Mike Noel. Oh my gosh. So he actually went live. I know Mike. That's my Pan buddy back in the day. Oh wow. Pick up yourself, Mike. Well done, man. Thanks for stepping up and accepting your responsibility and role as a father to parent your child. Yeah? Not to be his friend, but to be his parent first. Yeah, tell Mike I said big up. I can't done. And now that I know who it is, it makes it even better. Anyways, big up yourself, Mike. The problem is, Onika, you're right. We do have laws in Grenada, but the problem there's a law for everything in Grenada. If you look sharp, there's a law if you spit on the ground. There's a law if you kick a stone. If there's a law if you break a branch on a tree. There's a law for everything. But the problem here is enforcement. That is where we seem to have a problem, enforcing. Because if you were to sit and go through that book, there's a law for everything under the sun. But enforcement is the problem. I just find we're just too laid back when it comes to things concerning children. Man rapes child, 3 and 4 year old child, man getting 10 years in jail. You had one couple years ago. Well, not couple, but a very long time ago, almost 15, 20 years or something like that. Raped this little 3 or 4 year old. And this man was out in like 5 years back in the same community. Oh, no, who remembers that story? I think it was from Mount Rose, Tivoli, that area. And dude was back out like nobody's business. Rape, incest, all these things is like tap on the wrist. Oh, I see somebody with some weed up the road. Somebody has some drug. Full speed, the whole force up the road. But when it comes to moving on. Anyways, big up yourself, Mike. I'll see if we can get that. I'll share it off of your page when I'm through. So now we have a situation of a gentleman the case of a man that can't make up his mind. A case of love is wicked in Grenada. How do you tell me as a grown man that instead of running your affairs, family and friends have a greater say-so and input in your life as an adult regarding who you choose to be with? So homeboy says, I've been dating this young lady for about a year now. I really like her, but I'm catching hell from two close friends for dating her. I'm in the engineering field, so I make good money. I also never had issues attracting and dating many women. My friends think I'm crazy for dating the woman I'm with because she has 2 children. They also have different fathers. My mom supports me, but my dad is totally against me being with her. My oldest brother is not my dad's son. I ain't sure what I have to do. But anyways, my friends feel her having 2 children by different men are huge red flags, and she has piss poor decision-making skills. They also feel like she's just latching onto a guy like me now after giving her best years as a woman to boys. Their fathers are completely non-existent, and I am confused as to how she ended up with men like that, having a master's degree in accounting. I do find myself wanting to know how and why. I'm stressed because I love her, but I've never had folks I keep near and dear to me try to stop me from dating someone. What do I do? How about you just run and just take a headers off the port or the wharf? Because what is your age again? Oh, you didn't say. How a grown man, an engineer at that. It's because to me, the same thing you're accusing this lady of is the same thing that you are. You can't even make proper choices for yourself. Other people are influencing you. So why would you want to be with somebody and you feel that way? Then just go your way rejoicing. How about that? You really like her, but your 2 close friends have issues with you dating her. Your 2 close friends that make you feel... Forget that, it's radio we on. How your friends are them so pompous and have so much say in your life as an adult as to... I mean, I can understand if somebody say, give you a like, you know this person, yeah, but you ain't have no other say so than you have issues and your issues can influence how I feel about the person I'm dealing with. And you talking about her making piss poor decisions. Let's break this down. Because people seem to think that you just jump up and you will pick up the worst man you see. And you know from jump that this man is a piece of ish. And you still... There are situations where that happens. But for the most part, you get into a relationship with somebody and they give you the best version of themselves. So you buy into it thinking, oh, we're in love. You're a good person. Going to have a good relationship. We're going to have the white picket fence, 2 little dogs, get some goat. And for the most part, you think all is well. And then it's after the fact that persona fades and that the real person starts to show themselves. And you realize, you know what? This ain't it. This isn't who I fell in love with. This isn't... Who are you? Like, But by that time, you're already pregnant. Here comes baby. But then you decide, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you. You gotta go. So you're moving on merrily down the stream, and then you meet Big Head Jack, and you think Big Head Jack is different, and things will be different, and you tell Big Head Jack your problem of what you went through with Big Head John, and everything was, and he made you see real trouble. You went through hell with him, and Big Head John now gives you this assurance that that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You're for real. I really check for you. I want a life with you, a relationship with you. Let's make it work. Me and you together, Bonnie and Clyde, and yada yada yada. And you fall into the whole, yeah, right, look as though Big Head John is it. I'm happy until Big Head John started to show up himself again, and like, wow, can't believe this is happening again. Knowing that I told you all that I went through with your big head friend, but here you are still doing. So you decide, you know what? And then you're pregnant. Although I'm not making excuses for anybody because, like I keep saying to women, you have to take responsibility as well for the choices you make. And if you know that you got pregnant for Big Head Jack and he's not worth his, but you decided, you know what, I'm going to keep this child now, nevertheless, you're supposed to be now in responsible mode. All right. That one gone body business. So no, even though I'm dealing with you, let me get my ducks in a row. Let me protect myself. Let me get myself together. So you're not excusing you. You're not absolved from any responsibility. You're very much a part to blame. Knowing that the first one is nowhere in the picture, although you have a good job, what he said, masters in accounting, whatever, you can handle your scene. You still have to accept responsibility for your role as well. Not just going in raw, but taking the necessary precautions. But be that as it may, you let down your guard again and you're thinking this is it. And here we go, child number 2. And the cycle repeats itself. Good morning.
Morning, Aruna. How are
Hey,
you?
morning. Good.
Right. So, what I'm about to say might sound a bit funny, but I hope people understand where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in life, right,
Mm-hmm.
the way some people grow up and the kind of support that they may have from friends or, whether it's family members, those sort of support tend to influence them, right? And for the rest of their life, they can't really make decisions without getting an opinion. Because, and why I say that, right? Technically, what's going to happen on this show today is that we're going to criticize one decision for another decision. But this is the individual reaching out for some sort of assistance because he may have doubts, he may have things that he's seen and lack of experience.
And he will have doubts when you have so many people in his head trying to discourage him because one, his father is against it, and then his 2 close friends are against it. So that is certainly going to play with your emotions.
Yep. Right? But at the end of the day, Aruna, whether let's say you're opposite to the father and the 2 friends, right? Your decision or your way of approaching things, it's still your assessment on how he should go forward. It doesn't mean that it'll make him happy. Or it doesn't mean that the outcome will... If you understand where I'm coming from.
I get you.
Right. And in life, some people just need that. It will hurt, if it's a nice lady, it will hurt her because he's going to procrastinate. But then sometimes if he looks at things objectively, then he's probably going to figure out this is what he wants and ignore. But it's always good to have an option because sometimes the things that we don't understand, sometimes if we just take some time to look at it, the same thing that we don't understand tends to give us a better perspective on life, and that may change, why everybody was saying this about her, and if he gives some time on that dose pressure, he might be able to see what he needs to see and make his decision for himself.
Gotcha.
Whether it's for her or not for her. That's just what I want to say today.
Got you.
All
right. Thanks so much. But at the end of the day, everybody could have opinion, but it boils down to what you want. It boils down to what, and like Sheena is saying, his concerns are valid. But like I was trying to explain, sometimes you don't necessarily see that side of a person until it's too late. So you're thinking, hey, this is a good guy, this is going to work. And before you know it, down the tube that relationship goes. So yes, his concerns are valid, but it's not like she's this irresponsible person altogether, doesn't have a job and sitting there relying on him, or she still went ahead, even with said children, with the absent fathers, and made something of herself, continued her education. A master's degree in accounting is not something to frown on. Y'all know how accounting is. Y'all know. But she still, so at least she deserves some sort of credit for that. We all make some stupid mistakes in real life, in relationships, in the people we choose. And I'm sure there are people who look at you and say, well, what's she doing? What he doing with she? Like, he's supposed to this and he's supposed to that. She's supposed to be intelligent. You're supposed to be... When it comes to matters of the heart, you can have master's, PhD, whatever really you have. When it comes to raw emotions and how you feel about a person, you could have about 50 masters. that will not help you make a decision when it comes to who you want and who you like and who you're attracted to. Education has nothing to do with attraction. You could be very educated, but when it comes to making good choices relationship-wise, you suck at it. And there's not one of us in this audience listening on radio or viewing online could say at some point or time in your life, regardless of how educated you are, you did not make a jacked up mistake where the opposite sex was concerned. And then later on you're asking yourself, well, how did I get here? How I'm supposed to know better than that. I'm supposed to do better than that. You ain't thinking about no education when you're looking for man or you're looking for woman and degrees. You're only thinking about how that person makes you feel. Degrees. You ever sit there and say, I have a degree, I want a man because of my degree, or I want a woman because my degree say I should fall in love with a man that is 5'10", smell good, works out in the gym? No. It's how you feel, what you're attracted to. But at the end of the day, as Marlene says, your father and friends don't know her the way that you do. Your decision on whether or not to continue the relationship with her should be based on your experience of her and nothing else. How does she make you feel? Do you see her as irresponsible? Or is this going to get in the way of you having that relationship with her because you're more focused on the mistakes that she made, the person that she chose to father her children, as opposed to who she is? Is she that same person? Is she irresponsible? But your mom supports it. And usually it's mothers that are against their sons being with, any Jane or Janet. Dads usually be like, whatever, whatever makes you happy. Couldn't care less. So if your mother supports it, to me that says a lot. Because moms are very, very, very hard when it comes to who they like for their son, who they choose for their son, who they accept for their son. Mothers are usually the ones you have to battle against and try to gain and win their approval. So if your mother supports you, what importance is this of your friends? Yes, you probably might take your dad's concern into consideration, but it shouldn't be so much influence in your life as an adult. People can advise you, they can share their thoughts or opinions with you, but as a grown man or woman, you were the one responsible for making your decision. You say, my father always say, what? The only thing degree is good for is in a thermometer. Nobody cares about that. So my thing is, if your mom supports it, yes, I understand your concern. So if it's really concerning to you, have you tried talking to her to find out what was her headspace in those times when she dealt with those persons and, made babies for those people? Have you tried to understand at what place she was in her life when she made that decision? Because there's different stages in every woman's life. Like things you accepted then, you ain't gonna accept it now. So maybe you need to have the conversation with her, open, frank conversation to find out exactly, what was going on. And you take it from there. But in 2023, to have friends having that much influence in your life says a lot about you as a person. And if I were her, I would be concerned about that. How come your friends have so much influence in your life? So much that you're prepared to throw a relationship down the drain because of how your friends feel and not how you feel, how I make you feel, how I treat you. Do I respect you? Do I care for you? Do I care about you? So if your friends have that much influence in your life, then we have a problem. Because every little thing you're going to go run to your friends, and if they don't approve of it, it doesn't seem like anything is going to happen. And I'm in no way, shape, or form going to put up with any relationship where I have to deal with you, your big head self, and your friends, and your two big head friend as well. No. Good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay, you gone. I don't have to deal with you. I still have to deal with your other two big head friend. No. Plus 2 children. We ain't about to do that. I'm sorry. So, to help with your confusion, like I said, have a conversation with her to see if that would appease you. And if it doesn't, then let the lady go her way rejoicing. She'd probably be better for somebody else, with somebody else. You find yourself wanting to know how and why, there's only one person you can ask, and that's her. Go to her. You're stressed because you love her. If you love her, then her making 2 children for 2 other men at a point in her life that had nothing to do with you is so concerning that you stress. Then, like I said, you have 2 options here. 1, you either talk to her about it, or 2, leave her alone. Because it obviously means a lot to you. The why means a lot to you. We can't tell you why. We don't know why she did what she did. We have no idea. The only person who can answer that question is your lady. So go to your lady and ask her why certain things happen, how and why. Because like I said, 1, you like her, 2, you love her. But you've never had folks who you kept near and dear to you try to stop you from dating someone. Their concerns might be valid. We're not discounting that. Because sometimes if we were to listen to our friends or family or whatever concerning certain people, we would spare ourselves a lot of hurt. Especially when your mother same in spirit and give. If you could check the amount of time the spirit, and you only listen to your mother's spirit, we would save ourselves a lot of heartache. But in this case, your mother likes her. She's spirit give. I'm not saying to dismiss their concerns, but I'm saying the only person who can allay those concerns or answer those concerns is the lady herself, not your friends. Their concerns might be valid. At the end of the day, if you got friends and family, you look out for them, make sure that, they're doing good, they're okay, blah, blah, blah. You don't want nothing, happen to them. Things you see might concern them that might, be, harmful or whatever to them, you let them know. So we're not going to dismiss it, but it's just like they seem to have a lot of say and influence in your life and in your relationship. It is okay for a friend to come and be like, hey, girl, that dude you're dating, did you hear so-and-so? So, be careful. But not tell you to leave the person or leave the man or leave the woman. If they've heard something that they find concerning, come to you. Hey, Sheena, you hear about that man, and here that man does beat up his wife, he does beat up a man, he be abusive. So then you can start checking yourself and looking for signs and knowing, if you see them red flags, don't think it's Soca Monarch, but it's a red flag that you should be aware of. As Simon says, people are going to talk no matter what. If you love her, she makes you happy, by all means go ahead, have a relationship with her, speak to her about your affairs, about your concerns. Everyone has a past, she just happens to have 2 children from it. That does not make her a bad person. In my opinion, if you love her that much, this person says adopt the 2 children, enjoy your relationship with her, and for the friends that are giving you fire, they ain't your friends, they want to see you happy. Now the person says, so these people want to run your life and walk theirs. How much are these people contributing to your livelihood? Do they have someone better for you? Whose happiness matters, theirs or yours? Live your life to please you and stop worrying about the naysayers. It's that simple. Someone says the problem is that we tend to live our lives on what people will think. You love the woman, you're happy. At the end of the day, your friends are living their lives. Yeah? I understand that they may want what's best for you, but only you alone knows what makes you happy. Do you and enjoy your life. You start questioning the decisions she made before you met her. Like, how could an educated woman make bad decisions? Well, she did. We all have a past somewhere. Maybe she was in love and made 2 bad decisions. Give your relationship a chance. Stop listening to the outside noise. Don't let you be her 3rd bad decision because you listen to your friends. You said your mom accepted your decision to be with that woman. Maybe she sees her for the good person she is. Bad decisions does not define a person. It's how they pull through from them and learn from their mistakes. So don't be her 3rd bad choice. She says, did you ever speak to her about it? How she ended up making the same bad judgment twice? Seems like you haven't. If you really like her, then seriously speak to her and get that concern out of the way. This ain't about your friend's opinion. It's really you. You're the one that has the issue, but you're not even honest with yourself. You're entitled to date someone who has the qualities you want, but be honest with the woman or let her go. Someone says, how and why what? They saw a pretty young lady, manipulated her, and she fell for it. Stop your foolishness. It's either you like her and want to marry her. If not, leave her alone. She's educated and will get someone who will be with her without all this drama. Someone says, I'm sure she didn't go out willfully looking to have children with two different people. As well as sin is sin. You can't be on your moral high ground because her sin is different from theirs. If you were so influenced by outside sources, maybe you should let her go. These insecurities and inner thoughts show their faces again and again in relationships. Save her the heartache from your doubts and let her go. There's a song saying Frozen, let it go, let it go. First of all, you aren't sure about this young lady either, hence the dialogue between you and others. Seems like you think that you are above her. Let that woman and her children go and stop wasting her time. Hopefully, you will find the perfection you seek. Amen. This is a team to like to see T Fit long back. Anywho's, think we're just about out of time. Anyways, somebody's looking for a number 435. What number? The number to call or the number to WhatsApp? Which one? The WhatsApp and the on-air number is the same. 440-9595. That's on air. You can send a WhatsApp there. You can call that number directly. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Aruna.
Hi, morning.
Normally I just listen, but somehow this morning your story kind of speak about my life. Per se. When I met my husband, I had two children by two different men. So to go back a little, I had my first child at 16, and then I had my second at 18. Those days, I was living a totally different life. I dropped out of high school. I didn't really have a set path. But when I met my husband, he kind of changed the path that I was on. Kind of made me realize that the life was different. So I had a reputation per se, and people who follow me on Facebook know that I normally joke around about it because it's not something that I'm ashamed of. We all live our life differently and we learn from it. And none of his friends or family thought that I was somebody that he should associate with because of that past reputation.
So you didn't fall into the wife material standard.
Yeah, but he took it on himself, and he realized that I was somebody that he was really interested in. He saw something that other persons didn't see, even perhaps I didn't even see in myself, because he totally changed my life from the direction that I was heading to where I am currently. I was able to go back to school to educate myself, to being at a point right now where I have my own business in which he's 100% supportive in whatever I do. So sometimes in life we have to forget about what people might say and think about what it is that we see, what it is that we want for ourselves. How can we change the direction, not just in our life, but other people's lives? Because if it wasn't for my husband, I probably would have been living a totally different life. I mean, it's been 16 years. We've been together, married for 2 years, and it took him 3 different times asking me to get married until the third time he said to me, I know this is the last time I'm going to ask you to marry me. And I remember at first I didn't want to get married because I keep thinking about family and friends, what was being said. And he told me, he said, I ask you to marry me because I love you. Understand?
I'm not hearing you. What happened? Hello? Yeah, like the call dropped or something. Oh my gosh, she was getting to the good end of it. Hello? I don't know. The call just dropped out. Larry pressed the spoil button. It wasn't me. It was on her end. I don't know what happened on her end, but it sort of started lagging. Press the spoil button. But that, I mean, that's a perfect way to end it. So right there and then to the person wanting advice as to what to do. You see? So you're not the only one. We've all been there in some situation where the family didn't like you, friend didn't like you, whatever. But at the end of the day, like the scholar just said, what matters is how you feel, how the person feels, how we feel about each other, how we treat each other. That is the most important part of it, not what they say. Yes, like I said, people have a right to share and be concerned. There are valid reasons to be concerned. People are capable of changing. And like she said, she's a living testament, a living testimony. Living a particular way and somebody came into your life and just completely changed everything. And now you're able to be better and do better. So you never know. If it's worth it, take a chance. Be more concerned about how she treats you, how you feel about her, how you feel when you're around her, how she treats her children, how she treats your family. Yeah, Dwight, that song came to mind. Conscience, they say. I play it all the time. They always say, you're not the one for me. They say. It's always they saying something. And it's all funny, like sometimes those who say the most, when you take a look at their own relationships and their track record, it's like, you know what, but that's a different story for another day. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking into the room today. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, for another Ladies' Room. Thank you so much to our friends at Western Union for being here, as always. And of course, for those in the room, those of you logged on, thanks so much. Have yourselves a great Monday. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
Ladies' Room.